custom built to your needs. We have all the comfort and firmness options to give you your best night's rest. Buying direct from our factory showrooms will save you up to 50% compared to national brands. Shop today during our New Year's sale at Ken Michaels Furniture for over 75 years of uncompromising quality, local factory direct saving, and your best night's sleep.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 101, it is 50 degrees in Milwaukee, just a few clouds out there. Today, we have a high of 44. Tonight, cloudy, slight chance for a mix to our south. We'll dip down to 33. Tomorrow, cloudy, slight mix chance to our south as well, high of 40. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Ty. People around the world will have an opportunity to pay their respects to former President Jimmy Carter in the nation's capital next week. CBS's Christopher Cruz.
The Carter Center says the Carter family has, quote, respectfully and gratefully accepted an invitation from Congress for the former president to lie in state in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol on Thursday, January 9th. And President Biden has ordered the closure of all federal agencies and departments on that day.
Jimmy Carter became the third U.S. president to earn the Nobel Peace Prize. Carter's deputy administrator for foreign policy, David Rubenstein, tells WTMJ.
Since he left the presidency, he spent 40 years doing many great things around the world, eliminating river blindness, guinea worm, and election monitoring. So I think he won the Nobel Peace Prize for many of the things that he did post-presidency.
Much of Carter's humanitarian work continues at the Carter Center, the non-governmental organization he and his wife created back in 1982. Carter's state funeral is set for January 9th in Washington, D.C. Flags will fly at half-staff for 30 days to honor the late president. Here in Milwaukee, a 14-year-old is dead after a shooting Saturday in an alley near 21st and Concordia on the city's north side. An 18-year-old is in custody. Charges are pending. This death is Milwaukee's 147th recorded homicide of 2024. A Milwaukee church remembers this year's victims of gun violence. At the Ephesians Missionary Baptist Church on Sunday, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson said gun violence is out of control.
We got to work, particularly with the young men in our lives, particularly with those young men, to tell them to put their guns down.
Johnson said guns are unfortunately becoming a first resort to settle disputes. A New Year's Eve practice in Milwaukee leads to a stern warning from police.
It's a sound all too familiar for many in Milwaukee around midnight New Year's Eve. So-called celebratory gunfire, which Assistant Police Chief Nicole Waldner says has the potential to injure or kill.
It is unknown to us if shots are being fired into the air or if an active shooter incident is taking place. The discharge of a firearm has the potential to injure or take someone's life.
The issue isn't a new one in the city, with at least 83 recorded incidents at the start of 2024.
Discharging a firearm in public, even in celebration, is illegal.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
A rare winter outbreak of tornadoes ripping across 7 states over the weekend, tearing up homes and taking lives.
One of the twisters in Louisiana and 2 in Texas were ranked at EF3 with winds estimated up to 165 miles per hour. That includes the one that killed 47-year-old Jamie Brown of Alvin, south of Houston. Her friend Erica Ackerman says,
we're all lost and I know it's real. I can see it that it's real, but still sometimes it doesn't feel real.
In all, more than 50 tornadoes were reported across 7 states between Friday and yesterday. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Stocks are skipping the Santa Claus rally this year. Right now, the Dow is down 253 points to 42,738. S&P 500 is down 37 points to 5,933. And the NASDAQ is down 125 points to 19,596. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Saudi Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Matt LaFleur's Green Bay Packers fall to the number 7 seed in the NFC playoff picture following Sunday's loss to the Vikings and Washington's win over Atlanta.
I got to be better, and we got to get better, and we got to learn from this and try to move on and get some momentum here. You got the Bears coming in and try to finish this thing out the right way.
The Packers wrap up the regular season Sunday afternoon against the Bears up at Lambeau. Top seed in the NFC will be determined Sunday night when the Lions host the Vikings in Detroit. And the Milwaukee Bucks wrap up the calendar year Tuesday afternoon in Indiana against the Pacers. Giannis has missed the last 4 games due to illness. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. We're looking really good right now. All of our accidents have cleared and no disabled vehicles either. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sun and clouds. We have a high of 44. Tonight, cloudy. Slight chance for a mix for our southern areas, low of 33. Tomorrow, cloudy, slight mix in the south. And then Wednesday, the 1st, the new year. Yes, mostly to partly cloudy, high of 30. Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 29. Friday, mostly sunny and a high of 24. So enjoy these mild temps while they last. It is currently 48 degrees in Mequon, 49 in Kenosha, and 50 right here in downtown Milwaukee. I'm Jessica Ty, signing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:08.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon, and he is indeed back.
I am back, and this is how I like it. Come back for one day, have 2 days off, and then come back for another couple days.
What a weird couple weeks with the,
Yes.
the Wednesday Christmas and Wednesday New Year's is just who's working, who's not working.
Right.
The people who are working maybe aren't working as hard as they normally do. It's a weird time.
I do like that it's empty upstairs because
it's
a
still
lot
empty?
of people, a lot of people are off. All the sales folks are off. Or most of them are off. A couple are in here, but yeah, I like it a little quieter. I liked being at home though.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was a good holiday.
It was a very nice holiday. Yeah, everything went well. I didn't do anything to screw it up. So
Has that happened in the past?
Too many years to count before I became a more enlightened human being. And it's scary that this is the enlightened version of me. But Molly and her boyfriend were in for the week, and Walter, their dog, Molly's dog. Well, now their dog, I guess. And it was very nice. It was a big, crowded house on Christmas morning, which was reminiscent of my house growing up. So there were gifts everywhere. And now, because the dogs, does your dog have a stocking?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Well, now we have 3 dogs with stockings and 4 people with stockings, which my wife and I haven't done stockings since like the first year we were married.
Okay.
But now, because we had to get Molly's boyfriend a stocking, Debbie was like, well, we should get stockings too so that everybody has a stocking. I'm like, all right, what even goes into a stocking? I had to call Molly. I'm like, how much do I have to put in this stocking? Oh, you got to put all kinds of things. I'm like, all right. But it was very nice. It looked beautiful. Cooked a Christmas dinner, got a lot of naps in the recliner on the 26th and 27th. That was the best. And, still in the boot.
Still in the boot.
A lot of...
Literally, Jeff from Fox Point already texted in, Brian, how's your toe?
It was. It didn't go well. I had all the infected hardware taken out, and then they stitched it up. But obviously not enough because I rarely panic. After a day of just sitting, I took my boot off, completely soaked in blood. I said to Debbie, "We got to go to the emergency room, I think," and called my doctor. He sent his intern, not his intern, whatever they call him, his resident. And they added about 4 more stitches. So Debbie said, oh, it looks like Frankenstein toe now. God. So it's lovely. But I'm back. I'm excited.
You're back. There wasn't a ton of news that happened.
No, it shouldn't.
Obviously, yesterday, Sunday,
yes,
the big news that everyone, is reminiscing on today is the death of the 39th president, Jimmy Carter. And ABC had this tribute for him.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Jimmy Carter was a Georgia peanut farmer with a toothy grin and a promise to turn the page after Watergate.
1976 will not be a year of politics as usual.
Voters propelled him to victory.
ABC now projects Carter is the winner.
Carter's inaugural struck a hopeful tone.
The American dream endured.
But setbacks loomed.
Tonight I want to have an unpleasant talk with you.
Energy prices soared, and Carter urged conservation.
We simply must balance our demand for energy with our rapidly shrinking resources.
His signature achievement was the peace agreement between Israel and Egypt.
An achievement none thought possible.
But when Iranian militants took hostages at the American embassy in Tehran, Carter seemed powerless.
We are deeply concerned about the inhuman and degrading conditions imposed on the hostages.
Out after one term, Carter dedicated himself to issues of peace and justice. Aaron Katursky, ABC News.
He also established the Department of Energy. He installed solar panels on the White House in the 70s when nobody was talking about climate change. He warned of global warming back then.
And then Reagan took him off.
Yeah. Well,
I learned that over the weekend. I go, oh, okay.
He formalized Nixon's opening of China. So he did that. And he's obviously won the Nobel Peace Prize. Known for his 40 years of work after his presidency, because, it didn't end well. And I remember, I was young, but I do remember all the talk of that Iran was waiting until Reagan's inaugural to release the hostages because they released them the day Carter was leaving the White House. So it was strange how he got back in the news during this election, too.
I did not love that as far as his them rolling him out when he voted. Because man didn't look great.
No.
And so I was like, did we really need a photo op? Could you just have announced that he voted?
Well, he'd been in hospice care since February of 23.
Yeah. So for well over, that's almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And so, but as of this morning, someone came out of retirement to write an article as far as Jimmy Carter's connections to Wisconsin. And so when we come back, we're going to talk to veteran journalist Bill Glauber, who indeed spent his Sunday writing about Jimmy Carter and Wisconsin. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
Hey, it's officially tailgating season, and Tailgate Tuesday is back. Join me, John Mercure.
And me, Julia Fellow, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday in the 4 p.m. hour for a chance to win a $150 gift card from our friends at Vienna Beef.
And be sure to catch Green and Gold Insiders every Tuesday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for all you need to know about the Green and Gold. It's Tailgate Tuesdays.
It's Tailgate Tuesdays, and it's only here on WTMJ.
Feeling bullied by your bank?
It's not a hidden fee, it's a surprise fee. Surprise!
Like they're just making things harder.
That's not my department. I gotta transfer you.
Or like they don't even know you?
That sounds like a you problem.
At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, we've got local experts ready to lend a hand.
Wintrust.
Start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/bully-free. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Banks. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You want to know the price of a new roof on your home today? Well, it's easy. Just go to TriCountyContractingWI.com, click on the Instant Roof Quote button, put in your address and email, click the Show My Roof Price, and there you go. 0 wait time. There's your quote. You shop online for everything else. Who says you can't shop online for a new roof? TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
It is Spanning the States. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey. And yesterday, Jimmy Carter, our 39th president, died in his home in Plains, Georgia. He was 100 years old.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he had been in hospice since February of 2023. And we previously were going over some of his accolades and accomplishments. But I guess I wasn't surprised to see an article about his ties to Wisconsin in the Journal-Sentinel this morning.
No, you would imagine that was going to happen.
I was surprised to see who authored it because I was under the impression that Bill Glauber retired, and yet there he was with his byline on the Journal-Sentinel today.
Do newsmen ever really retire, though?
I don't know. Bill Glauber, do newsmen ever really retire?
Yes, newspaper people really do retire, and a dirty little secret. I wrote that story nearly 2 years ago when President Carter went into hospice.
Oh, so they just reprinted it?
So that story has been sitting around, so to speak, since February of 2023.
So wait, did they print it, or did they say have they been sitting on it?
They've been sitting on it. You know, you go into hospice. Normally, you don't go into hospice for nearly 2 years.
That's
true.
And
it's a testament to Jimmy Carter's faith and health that he lasted so long. And but no, I actually wrote that in February of 2023. And one good part about writing that story is, in the meantime, I was able to revisit his Habitat for Humanity work here in Milwaukee, which is, you know, a big part of his legacy in Wisconsin. I went and saw the homes on the north side and spoke to one of the original homeowners, you know, who still lives in the home on the north side.
Because
so, you know, he had a remarkable career here.
Absolutely. And so how many homes did he actually help build in Milwaukee?
I believe that there were 6 new homes and 8 homes that were rehabbed up on North 23rd Street and West Walnut Street. And those homes still exist.
And the thing that some people know, some people don't, he wasn't doing those projects as like just a figurehead. He was actually strapping on the tool belt, getting in there, doing the work. He and Rosalind on the job site, sweating like any other person building a house.
Well, I actually met the woman whose home he built, you know, from the ground floor up, and he was there every day. There was one famous incident from that build where they needed roofing done, and he went on local radio and said, "We need roofing done," and the whole neighborhood was piled high with roofers the next day as they got all the roofs on the houses in one day.
Wow.
That's amazing.
All right, so then some of the other connections you wrote about dated back to the Wisconsin 1976 primary, which I had forgotten this. Our current president, President Biden, was the first time he had ran, right?
Well, Biden was in the U.S. Senate at the time. He was the first U.S. senator and the first out-of-state Georgia politician to sign up for Carter's campaign and to endorse him. And he came to Madison to announce his endorsement. And a lot of people thought he was kind of crazy to do it, but he did it. And, you know, the whole campaign was unlike anything we've ever seen because he literally was, from the get-go, the old Atlanta Journal-Constitution headline was Jimmy Who is running for what? That was the look of him at the very beginning of the campaign, and he just gathered speed and momentum. He won the Iowa primary that year, and he ended up winning Wisconsin very closely in the primary. It was originally called for Mo Udall. Everybody went to sleep and woke up and realized that Jimmy Carter had won the Wisconsin primary that year.
And did his message resonate of he wasn't going to tell lies? We were coming off of Nixon. Carter was saying, we should be transparent. That must have resonated a lot with Wisconsin voters back then.
It did. Jimmy Carter ran on creating a government as good as its people. I remember that from the time. And, it had come out of Watergate, the Vietnam War. So the country was looking for something new. Who knew that it would be this Southern evangelical Christian Democrat, which you can't even say that those words together, in this day and age. But he really resonated with a lot of people. He won a close-fought election with Gerald Ford, who had never been elected president, who had been the replacement president, so to speak, when Nixon resigned. So it capped off a remarkable period in American history. A lot of people don't realize, we're accustomed to two-term presidencies or two terms with Joe Biden in the middle in the case of Donald Trump. But, from 1960 to 1980, we either had assassinations, resignations. There were no two-term presidencies then, and that changed with Ronald Reagan. So Carter was a very key figure in that. He had a failed presidency as it turned out, but his post-presidency obviously was a lot different and was a hallmark of his career.
Well, because like you said, what shifted either in Wisconsin between his first campaign and his second campaign? Was it the draw of Reagan? Was it because so many things had gone wrong during his presidency?
Well, the economy there was rapid inflation, and between the inflation, the oil embargo by the Arab countries, and the Iran hostage crisis, that paved the way for Carter to lose in a landslide to Ronald Reagan in 1980. Ronald Reagan was offering something different, was offering a more muscular America, and that's what people voted for. And, the whole idea of the Reagan Democrats, that comes out of the upper Midwest, Michigan especially, and Wisconsin, where you had the old Democratic line workers ended up abandoning the Democratic Party and going to the Republicans and Ronald Reagan. And it was, you could see that locally at Serb Hall, where 4 years before Carter had a big rally at Serb Hall in the 1980 campaign. It was Reagan with the rally at Serb Hall that sort of foretold what was going to happen. The other thing that happened in 1980, of course, is that there were three candidates. A third candidate, John Anderson, ran, and on Anderson's ticket was the former Wisconsin Governor Pat Lucey. Lucey, who had endorsed Carter in '76, had served as his ambassador to Mexico, then broke with him, went with Kennedy, and then broke finally with him by signing up as a third-party vice presidential candidate. Can I tell you one quick story?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is during that 1980 campaign, there were two presidential debates, one with John Anderson and Ronald Reagan, one with Reagan and Carter. Well, the Reagan-Anderson debate was in Baltimore, where I was a young journalist at the time. I attended the debate, didn't cover it, but attended it, and then went across the street to see what a victory party looked like. That was John Anderson, and Patrick Lucey introduced Anderson. And my memory of that night was, again, I'm just a kid reporter at this time, didn't know how things worked, but I was in the crowd looking up at the two candidates, and the two candidates were not looking at the crowd. They were looking straight ahead to the cameras that were parked about 50 feet in front of the stage.
Huh.
Bill, before we let you go, it's no surprise now that any presidential election comes through Wisconsin. it happened that way even in 1976, right?
Oh, in 1976, the candidates came here. Carter actually, a key win for him in the primary was Wisconsin. And then in the general election, people may forget that was a really close, hard-fought general election. And, Wisconsin's then 11 electoral votes were vital for Carter to win the election.
Wow. All right. Well, Bill Glauber, it was great to see your byline. Are we going to see it again ever? Is there any
I have no idea.
Are there any other secret articles hiding away in the in Journal Sentinel?
None that I can remember. But it's not uncommon. If you looked at the New York Times obituary today, one living reporter byline and one now deceased reporter byline on it. So those things happen. Although I don't think I have any more stories hanging around the system.
All right. Well, we'll have to get you back on to get some of your stories because we know you got a lot of them up in that brain. So thanks so much for your time, Bill.
Thanks very much. Take care.
You too. Bill Glauber is a veteran journalist who worked for years at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and has lots of memories and stories stored away.
It's so funny what he said. He wrote it before. I was like, oh, that's kind of like, and he mentioned it at the end, the obituaries. They write famous people's...
His biographer died before he did.
Yes. So it's like, okay, that's, it's very cool. But that was good to hear from Bill again.
Yeah, Bill's great. All right. We'll be back with more after this.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
Are you seeing the customers expect maybe a different brand type in Green Bay than they do in Milwaukee?
Yeah, I think so.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
A little bit mid-tier price point people tend to gravitate towards in Green Bay. Of course, you have the high-end shopper up there, too. Definitely more towards the casual side of things.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Ben, I thought you were on vacation.
I am.
Okay.
I found the perfect vacation spot.
Where?
Here.
At Penny Mustard?
Specifically, the Miles sofa at Penny Mustard.
Did you say you're vacationing on a sofa?
It's not your run-of-the-mill sofa. The Miles sectional sofa is different.
Well, it is super comfy.
When you're fully ensconced in the luxurious embrace of the Miles sectional sofa, you ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Perfect for relaxing after a hard day of work.
Or a fun day of play.
Built just the way you want it.
So you're really spending a week of vacation on the Miles sofa?
I'll send you a postcard.
Postcard?
Dear Arvid and Nicole, wish you were here.
Good grief.
P.S. Miles says hi.
The Miles Sectional, starting at just $238 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest till January of 2028 through January 12th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal. To do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Listen to Spanning the State.
We are less than a month out from an election where inflation, eggs, gas, the cost of things was a main motivator for how people voted. And yet we are spending in record numbers.
Inflation was the big thing. The prices are so high, people don't have money. If things are really that bad, we're not dropping $11 billion on Friday and $13 billion today and $6 billion the day before Thanksgiving.
From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., only on WTMJ.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Funeral plans being set for former President Jimmy Carter. The state funeral is January 9th at National Cathedral in Washington. It will also be a national day of mourning. Update on the deadly explosive South Korean jetliner crash. In South Korea, ABC's Britt Clennett.
They're looking at the black boxes, although they were partially damaged. We do know that it could take weeks before we get any kind of result on that. There will be some time, and it is an agonizing wait for the relatives. A lot of frustration over what exactly went wrong, and they will be demanding answers very soon.
179 people killed. The World Health Organization is marking 5 years since the first notice of cases of viral pneumonia in Wuhan, China. It became COVID-19. The WHO continues to call on China to share data and access so health and medical experts can understand how COVID started. These 5 years, over 1.2 million Americans died from it. This is ABC News.
Sunny Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31. I'm Jessica Ty. A 14-year-old is dead after a shooting on Milwaukee's north side. Shooting happened Saturday in an alley near 21st and Concordia. An 18-year-old is in custody. Charges are pending. The death is Milwaukee's 147th recorded homicide of 2024. A warning today about celebratory gunfire. The Milwaukee Police Department is reminding gun owners not to fire their weapons into the air to celebrate the New Year. It's not just a bad idea, it's against the law. The department posted the warning on social media, noting police have a duty to respond to shots fired no matter what. Milwaukee police say there were more than 80 shots fired reports when people rang in the new year last year. And scammers are targeting cell phone users in Milwaukee with a phony text about parking tickets. The text tells the recipient they have an overdue parking ticket. It then says to click a link to pay to avoid a late fee. Anyone clicking on the link could open up their phone and data to malware or ransomware. The Department of Public Works reminds people in Milwaukee the city does not contact via text message regarding parking violations. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything is in the red, unfortunately. The Dow is down 262 points to 42,730. S&P 500 is down nearly 40 points to 5,931. And the NASDAQ is down 130 points to 19,591. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Let's go ahead and get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. One new incident just popped up, just a disabled vehicle, though. It's out past the Pewaukee area right here, actually a little bit past the Waukesha County Airport, Wisconsin 16 East, a mile beyond I-94 East. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down, but that's it. And here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, sunny and clouds. We have a high of 44. And we already beat that. I'm looking at the current temp right now. It's 50. Tonight, cloudy. Slight chance for a mix to our south. We'll dip down to 33. Tomorrow, cloudy. Slight chance for a mix to our south as well. High of 40. And then for January 1st on Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy, high of 30. Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 29. And Friday, it's going to be feeling more like winter, but it will be pretty, mostly sunny, a high of 24. It's currently 50 degrees in Milwaukee, 48 in Mequon, and 49 in Kenosha. I'm Jessica Ty, Sonic Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time Accunet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Accunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
It is Spanning the State. We're not coughing. I'm Brian Noonan.
I am Kristin Brey, and yes, it does seem like everyone is either sick or knows someone who is sick or is getting over being sick between norovirus and COVID and colds. And I know a lot of stuff was going around here over the holiday. And then a week ago, Wisconsin health officials confirmed the first human infection with H5N1 avian influenza in the state on the same day that Louisiana officials announced that a resident there was hospitalized with severe symptoms from the same thing. And so how worried should we be? What symptoms should we be on the lookout for? And what food or activities should we even avoid? Peter Halfman is an expert in influenza viruses and zoonotic diseases. Welcome to the show, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess that's the first question. How many documented human infections of this has there been in the country and in Wisconsin as of today?
Well, so far in the United States, there's been 66 human cases of bird flu, and now this is the first case in Wisconsin.
Now, how do we differentiate? Because I'm not a physician, but I know if I have the flu, got the chills, all the normal symptoms. What's different with the bird flu? How would I know that I've got something maybe a little more serious?
You actually it would present just like normal influenza virus. But if you work on a dairy farm where cows are infected now with this bird flu, or in a chicken or a turkey farm, that would give your doctor a little more suspicion to start looking for this H5 bird flu virus.
And so the symptoms look the same. And so it's basically if you are exposed to birds or dairy, so me and Brian, who work in radio, probably won't come in contact with it?
You're probably not catching it, no.
Okay.
But if you are a dairy farmer outside of Wisconsin, because there's no cases in dairy farms in Wisconsin yet, or the case that's happening in Wisconsin are these poultry farms where the bird flu is circulating.
Okay.
Now, how easily does it spread from? With the name avian flu, we know chickens, but now it's spread to cattle. Does it spread to other animals as easily, and how does it spread to humans?
Well, it does spread to other animals fairly easily. We see dairy farms outside of Wisconsin that have bird flu, cats dying easily because of transmission from milk. Predatory animals will eat dead birds that are infected with bird flu, and you also get sick. There was at least 20 big cats in Washington state that died because of bird flu. For humans, luckily it's still an avian virus, so it's a little more difficult to get infected as a human. But as you can imagine, on these poultry farms and enclosed sheds where you have a lot of sick birds, a lot of virus in the environment, it's easier to pick this up by rubbing your contaminated hand over your eye or breathing it in.
So if a human gets it, is this deadly, or is it treated basically like any other kind of flu and influenza?
Yeah, that's the lucky thing right now of these 66 cases in the United States. They all have been fairly mild, conjunctivitis or an eye infection, or some kind of respiratory symptoms. One case in Louisiana is a little more severe, and that person is hospitalized and being treated as of right now.
Okay.
So if you do work on a poultry farm or a dairy farm, is it the same sort of protections that we would take just during a normal flu season, mask, hand washing, things like that?
Those things, respiratory protection, and also trying to protect your eyes. There's a lot of airborne contaminations in these places, and it's easy to pick it up in the eye. And then just good hygiene, washing your hands, changing out of those clothes that you work on the poultry or dairy farm so you don't bring it home to your animals or your family.
And then is there any concern over being vigilant about what food we're consuming, whether it be milk or beef or chickens, and knowing kind of where it came from?
No, everything's properly cooked, or for milk is properly pasteurized, so the virus is then killed.
Okay.
There is a situation where raw turkey was used as animal food, and animals became sick. Cats became sick and died because of the raw chicken. So that recall is out there, and people should look for that. But otherwise, no. When you cook your chicken or you have your egg, you're safe as of right now.
I only bring this up because we talked about it a week ago. There's a movement now in little parts of Wisconsin about raw milk. You mentioned milk being pasteurized. Can raw milk carry the disease?
Yeah, so raw milk has a lot of infectious virus in it, and it's stable for several weeks. So my advice would not to be consuming raw milk. We don't know how a human could possibly be infected if you had infectious raw milk, but experimentally, we can see animals become infected with raw milk. Also on the farms with the cats, they become infected with raw milk and do die.
So I guess the elephant in the room is there a chance that this could escalate into a pandemic and that we have another situation on our hands like we did 4 years ago?
So absolutely. I mean, Mother Nature is kind of setting us up for a potential pandemic. Flu virus likes to mutate, and we're kind of seeing that in the Louisiana case. It's picking up some mutations that are going to make it more human-like. And right now we have seasonal human influenza virus circulating out there. So if a person, a farm worker, a chicken, poultry worker would become infected with both an H5 flu virus and also a seasonal flu virus, that could recombine, or they could swap genes, and you could have a virus that has some genes of it from bird flu and some genes that are from the human influenza virus. And we don't know what the consequence of that would be, but yes, there's a potential that this could be a pandemic threat.
But at this point, so we don't get accused of being hyperbolic and getting people panicked, right now, unless you work on a dairy farm or a poultry farm or are in contact with those type of animals on a regular basis, we're pretty safe. Now, we could still get the seasonal flu, but the avian flu is an outlier at this point, correct?
That's correct. It's still an outlier. Those 66 cases that are in the United States, there is no human-to-human transmission. It's still bird-like. So we're safe in that aspect.
All right.
Perfect.
Anything else you're worried about this season is when it comes to diseases and viruses?
Peter.
No, I think this is enough, but I would just encourage people to get a vaccination for SARS-CoV-2 and influenza.
All right. Good advice.
Thank you, Peter.
Peter Halfman is an expert in influenza viruses and zoonotic diseases. Thank you so much for your time, Peter.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. We'll have more after this on Spanning the State.
This holiday season, give the gift of a smile with Community Smiles Dental, a nonprofit dental clinic helping kids on state insurance in southeastern Wisconsin get the compassionate care they deserve. For just $55, you can cover a child's dental exam and care, a small price for a healthy smile and a stronger community. Donate to the Smiles for the Season campaign, sponsored by First Business Bank at communitysmiles.org. Everyone deserves a healthy smile. Make your gift today at communitysmiles.org.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get as low as $19 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 12/31/2024.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Eric Bilstead. As we ring in 2025, are you heading into the new year with the same old joint pain? It's time to make a resolution, to get moving again. No more achy joints for your knees, your hips, shoulders, or your back. You're going to call QC Kinetics in 2025, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. Got locations in Greenfield and Mequon under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions. So many of your neighbors here in Milwaukee are living life again without the constant pain in their joints. Here's what you do. Resolve to get lasting relief in 2025. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Happy New Year.
The news you need to know.
And breaking news out of Madison. A school shooting has been reported at Abundant Life School in Madison.
What we know right now is that multiple injuries are reported.
Join Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty every weekday from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Madison PD says that no police fired their weapon.
We'll get the latest update. Of course, keep you updated on things as they progress here throughout the day.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
Welcome back. It's Spanning the State. Now, Kristin, I know we are not big outdoors like hunters or fishermen, but if I were to ask you, what kind of equipment do you think you would need to go fishing?
Well, fishing pole.
Okay, that's, yeah.
Maybe a net.
Net is good.
Fresh hooks.
Hooks, yeah, those all sound good. Bait.
A boat.
Yeah, sure. Those are all good.
It's something to put the fish in once you catch them.
Yeah, you almost have everything. What if I asked you if you'd bring a gun fishing? Do you think you'd need a gun to go fishing?
I mean, maybe deep sea fishing. Although I think that's also illegal. Like if you're hunting, like if you're fishing for sharks in the Pacific,
yeah,
I don't think they're shooting those big fish either, right?
They're using giant hooks and then they're pulling them up. Well, the reason
brute force.
The reason I ask is because it is still illegal to shoot fish with a gun in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I didn't know this was a thing. I remembered we talked about the potential of the state saying, well, you can't bring guns fishing. And
you couldn't bring... right?
You could. You could. But now anglers are not going to face fines for carrying a gun with them.
Oh.
So you can carry a firearm while fishing. But you can't shoot it. So I don't know if you're just scaring the fish.
Can you shoot another fisherman?
Well, it depends. How aggressive are they being? Are they really getting in your spot? Are they talking loud?
So basically what it was before is you could have the gun on you but face a fine from the DNR.
Correct.
Because of Wisconsin's concealed carry law.
Yes.
So now,
because of a lawsuit, the DNR has said, well, you can have a firearm while you're fishing, because there was a Joint Committee for Review and Administrative Rules meeting, and they nixed the DNR rule restricting people from possessing guns, quote, that might be used for the purpose of fishing, end quote, at the DNR's request. That happened on December 17th because the agency, the DNR said, or the Joint Committee for Review says it intends to permanently repeal this rule. So, again, I understand hunting. You need a gun if you're going hunting.
I mean, it sounds like it's just for the people who like to have a gun on them, who just carry, like, I remember hearing Sherwin Hughes on our sister station over there in The Truth. He was talking about one day how he used to just have a gun on him at all times. And that was like, and kind of the mindset that went into what that was like, and how at that point he thought it made him safer, and, you know, no one's going to bug me, and no one's going to get in my face because I got this gun. And so I think there is a mindset of some people have that they are safer and they are able to protect other people as a good guy with a gun, and just always have a gun on them. That's what when I read this story, that's what this is going towards. It's not to shoot the fish, because that's illegal.
No, it's not to shoot the fish.
It's likely not to be aggressive because someone ran into your boat, although who knows? You never know.
You never know.
Is boat rage a thing?
Could be.
And so, but that's what this
reads
reads to me like, as far as like the state law of concealed carry was in conflict. And so for people who want to have their guns on them, even when they're fishing, thus is the law.
Well, and it was brought by a Sheboygan Falls resident, and the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed the suit for them. It claims that the agency's regulation was unconstitutional and equates to a total firearm ban on state waterways. And for now, they've gotten their way. They've got the thing. Right. I know people who fish. My brother's a huge fisherman. It seems like such a peaceful, calming activity. That's why my brother took it up. He quit drinking, and he needed something that kind of mellowed him, and he loves to be out on the water just fishing. I know for him, the thought of bringing a gun is the antithesis of why he fishes. But
I wonder how common it is.
Yeah, if you're a fisherman and you listen, there's no judgment. Guns are here. There's arguments for where they should be, but I'm wondering if you do bring it while you fish, why?
Yeah,
like it's not like going into the woods deer hunting where you have to have your rifle. I don't know how big the fish get here that you'd be scared of them. It's like that. Well, you said that shark movie, The Trench. Things come out.
No crocodiles.
No
crocodiles in
gators.
Wisconsin.
There's no crocs. There's no gators. The catfish aren't that big.
No.
So it just seems odd. But
what is the most dangerous aquatic animal in Wisconsin freshwater?
Wow.
I'm going to look that up.
We're
going to take a break. I'm going to look that
stumper.
up. But if you have a reason or an anecdote as far as why you think this is a good change, 855-616-1620, and we'll be back after this.
Listen to Spanning the State.
We are less than a month out from an election where inflation, eggs, gas, the cost of things was a main motivator for how people voted, and yet we are spending in record numbers.
Inflation was the big thing. The prices are so high, people don't have money. If things are really that bad, we're not dropping $11 billion on Friday and $13 billion today and $6 billion the day before Thanksgiving.
From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., only on WTMJ.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
When you say Hasselus Mattress is employee-free, you don't really mean it, right?
Of course we mean it. At Hasselus, give the mattresses a try with no pushy sales guy.
Why no employees?
To save you money.
How much money?
Well, others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Elm Cove B Queen mattress for $1,650, but the everyday Hasselus price is just $842. We have way low pricing on Certa-Perfect Sleeper and Sealy Posturepedic, too.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Plus, through Monday, purchase a select Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, or Certa-Perfect Sleeper in any size, and Hasselus will give you a free adjustable base.
That's even better.
Free next-day delivery, free removal and setup of your new mattress, and free financing is available, too.
And this is all because your showrooms are employee-free?
Yes, sir.
I like the way you do business.
Open 9 to 9. Get all the details and find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselus.com. Hasselus, employee-free since 2014.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semperfi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
It's spanning the states. Did you find out the deadliest sea creatures in Wisconsin?
I don't think we really have that many.
Well, that's good.
So a sea lamprey is, which apparently we have a lot of right now.
Yes, I saw the article.
We might do a different story on that later. But they suck the blood and fluids out of their prey and often kill many big fish. But they swim in very deep waters, so humans don't normally come into contact with them.
Good.
Snakeheads are big fish that can inflict wounds, but they're not going to kill you.
I've never heard of a snakehead.
Well, they're originally native from Africa, but they're invading North American waters. And this is one of those.
That's a long trip.
It's a very long trip. Lake sturgeon, but they don't have any teeth. So basically, this argument and this article that I found is saying because they're so big, if they like swam into you or got in your boat, maybe they could do some harm.
That's how I've defended myself most of my life, just slamming into people.
And then these there's two different kinds of rattlesnakes in Wisconsin, but they're obviously not in the lake. They're around the edges of a lake. But yeah, I mean, this is not. We are lucky in that this is not Arizona where you have to like check your shoes for scorpions, or maybe
Florida,
there's a big
where you can't let your dog out because
an alligator's gonna get it. So I don't think we have a lot of terrifying animals to be wary of in Wisconsin. Luckily,
still the question becomes, is a gun necessary to fish?
All right, here we go. 262. Growing up, my father kept a small .32 caliber pistol in his tackle box. Said it was for muskies. Was never with him when he caught one, and the .32 is just collecting dust in my closet.
All right,
so there you go.
I wonder if muskie was code for something else.
God,
who knows?
All right, when we come back, we will spin around the state on Spanning the State.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
It sure seems like restaurant inflation is everywhere, but not at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Your second dinner's always free. WTMJ's John Mercure here. This still amazes me every time. Order your favorite choice steak, seafood, the pan-fried walleye, pasta, ribs, steak and lobster, any entree, and your second dinner's free. You put your seats in their seats. You pay for half the dinners. Desserts and ice cream drinks, yeah, buy one, get one free. How about sipping on a delicious old-fashioned, a Manhattan? Choose from 20 bourbons or 100 wines, and check it out in front of the 7 real wood-burning fireplaces. It's so cozy. And the Fox and Hounds has been transformed into a holiday wonderland. Thousands of lights, decorations, the magical Christmas characters, just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of the gorgeous Holy Hill Shrine. Beautiful drive through the Kettle Moraine. Enjoy a family holiday dinner this week. Your second dinner is free. And gift cards make perfect holiday gifts because of those free dinners. Reserve and enjoy your free dinner tonight. It's the Fox and Hounds restaurant. I love it. The famous Fox and Hounds.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 2 o'clock, it's 49 degrees in Milwaukee. Today, sun and clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, cloudy with a slight chance for rainy mix to the south, a low of 33. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Remembering Jimmy Carter as a president and an author. He wrote more than 30 books throughout his life. One of those books, Just Peace, was co-written by a young poet battling muscular dystrophy. WTOP's Jimmy Alexander.
The most extraordinary person whom I have ever known in my life is Maddie Stepanek.
That was from Carter eulogizing Maddie Stepanek in Wheaton at the 13-year-old's funeral in 2004.
I love this boy and I'm proud of him.
Their first conversation started with a wish.
Oh, I was in the hospital dying.
I heard that he was in intensive care and only had 2 or 3 days to live. One of the things that I wanted to do was talk to Maddie.
I was just so excited, and we talked about him being my hero.
Jimmy Alexander for CBS News, Washington.
President Carter's legacy lives on in Milwaukee at 23rd and Walnut, where he and his wife Rosalind helped build 6 homes in 5 days in 1989.
You work side by side with poor people in need. You accomplish something that you can look at and see. And you have a feeling that you are also publicizing the worldwide plight of the homeless.
The Carter Work Project is part of Habitat for Humanity. Since 1984, it has rallied tens of thousands of volunteers to build affordable housing across the world, including over 500 homes in Milwaukee. Carter's state funeral is set for January 9th in Washington, D.C. Flags will fly at half-staff for 30 days to honor the late president. The Milwaukee Police Department is warning gun owners not to fire their weapons into the air to ring in the new year. Assistant Chief Nicole Waldner, in a video posted to social media, says doing so is illegal.
MPD has a duty to respond to shots being fired, whatever the reason, as we would any other shots fired incident. When MPD responds, it is unknown to us if shots are being fired into the air or if an active shooter incident is taking place.
MPD says there were about 83 shots fired reports to kick off 2024. A scam text message is circulating across Milwaukee cell phones.
The phony text tells the recipient they have an overdue parking ticket and to click to avoid a late fee. Anyone clicking on the link could be opening their phone and data to either malware or ransomware. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland says the scam is likely hitting thousands of phones across the city. The alderman advises anyone who has provided their debit or credit card info to contact their financial institution immediately. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 290.16, S&P 500 is down 41.25, and the NASDAQ is down 134.79. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
I haven't had anything to eat for days, and being hungry hurts.
Going without oil changes can destroy your engine, but it doesn't compare to the effect of going without food.
That's why the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee is determined to make sure no one goes to bed hungry. Through March 1st, they'll donate $1 from every oil change to Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has donated over $890,000, providing more than 2.6 million meals to people across southeast Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. And with today's ongoing challenges, the need is greater than ever. So help the hungry while helping your vehicle. Get your oil changed by Adam Dealer Factory Train Techs at a price as low or lower than independent shops. Visit an Adam member dealer near you.
For a list of participating dealers, visit adamm.com.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gerber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Matt LaFleur's Packers fall to the number 7 seed in the NFC playoff picture following Sunday's loss to the Vikings and Washington's win over Atlanta.
I got to be better, and we got to get better, and we got to learn from this and try to move on and get some momentum here. You got the Bears coming in and try to finish this thing out the right way.
The Packers wrap up the regular season Sunday afternoon against the Bears at Lambeau. The top seed in the NFC North will be determined Sunday night when the Lions host the Vikings in Detroit. The Bucs wrap up the calendar year Tuesday afternoon in Indiana against the Pacers. Giannis has missed the last 4 games due to illness. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. Looks like we have a car fire on 4394 South. The exit to Holt Avenue is closed. Again, that's a car fire on the exit to Holt Avenue from 4394 South.
Traffic is sponsored by Lynch McQuanago. The place you want to go. Lynch McQuanago.
Chevrolets, Fords, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. All in one location. The place you want to go. Lynch McQuanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
And here is the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today we have sunshine and clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, cloudy with a slight chance for a rainy mix to the south, a low of 33. On Tuesday, cloudy, a slight chance for a mix to the south again, a high of 40. Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy, a high of 30. On Thursday, partly cloudy skies, a high of 29. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 24. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 49 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:07.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
My goodness, I have missed the wheel, but we are back. And remember, if you miss anything on Spanning the State or Spinning the State, you can always text SPIN to 855-616-1620. And if you miss anything on Spanning the State, you can just go to WTMJ.com. You can download the podcast, read the blog, all the stuff that we have.
Or just subscribe to us on Apple or Spotify, or where you get your podcast, so you get the little notifications like, ooh, there's a new episode.
That sounds great. That sounds so convenient. I have a feeling, Kristin, you might enjoy this first story.
Ooh.
Where is it from?
Madison.
All right, I'm not telling any parents something new when I say that young children are full of emotions, but don't have the tools to express those emotions so that their parents can understand them. Help is on the way, though, for parents of preschool-aged children. The Wisconsin Office of Children's Mental Health recently released a quote-unquote feelings thermometer to help people support their preschool-age children. The guide is meant to help young kids identify their big feelings and to manage them. A report on WPR quoted Linda Hall, director of the Wisconsin Office of Children's Mental Health, as saying, quote, "We want kids to be able to learn about what they're feeling and be able to express in words what they're feeling and then learn coping skills and strategies for getting along with other kids," end quote. Officials hope families turn to this resource instead of using phones, tablets, or TV to calm their children. Funny that I laugh only because we were talking about this earlier. The office also hopes their guide ultimately helps young children handle setbacks or changes in routine, including attending preschool or childcare. Hall said they often hear kids are having big reactions to small events. The Guide for Parents is an adaptation of a feelings thermometer the office released in 2020. We've gotten a tremendous response from it, Hall said. We continue to get a huge number of clicks every month, and due to the popularity, the thermometer has been repackaged for parents.
Thermometer.
A thermometer. We
I feel like this doesn't work if they can't talk yet.
She's still a little away from preschool, but you could start putting the thermometer up and teaching her to point at the red face or the yellow face. Get her all ready.
Sad? You scared?
Is your head going to
Mad?
explode?
You hungry?
See?
Sometimes it's just hunger.
Listen, that's for all of us. I don't blame a preschooler for that. Let's spin it again.
Marshfield. All right. Well, some boots are made for walking. Some boots are made for working. And these boots are made in Wisconsin. Weinbrenner Shoe Company, which produces Thorogood work boots, is one of the oldest shoe manufacturers in the U.S. So the company is now adding a new $14.5 million, 70,000 square foot factory in Marshfield. The new facility will add 35 new jobs to its 150 workers. In addition to its plant in Marshfield, it has 2 factories in Merrill, where the company is based. And the company has seen growth in demand for its boots. In 2022, it opened a 130,000 square foot factory in Merrill. Company president Jeff Burns said during an interview with WPR that rather than competing with all categories of footwear, Weinbrenner has remained focused on its core product. Quote, "We make work boots. We could make athletic shoes, we could make sandals, but we don't. We know what we are. We're a work shoe company, and we focus on making the best work shoes in the world." Weinbrenner was founded in 1892. Wow. When Albert Weinbrenner took over his father's cobbler shop here in Milwaukee and started producing his own footwear. The company moved its headquarters to Merrill in 1937, 2 years after it opened its first Marshfield factory.
I love that. We know what we do. Yeah. This is who we are. These are the shoes you're getting from us.
And we do it really well.
That's right. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else. So, congratulations on that. More new jobs in Wisconsin is always good. One more spin.
Green Bay.
Okay, following the lead of Milwaukee and Dane County, the city of Green Bay launched an outreach effort a couple of weeks ago aimed at helping residents and local businesses save money on clean energy or energy efficiency upgrades. The Energize Green Bay campaign is a mix of in-person and online outreach made up of community events, meetings, and neighborhood associations, and because it wouldn't be real if it didn't, use posts on social media. The program is funded by a federal grant through the bipartisan infrastructure law. The Energize Green Bay campaign, as I said, is a mix of in-person. The program is funded by a federal grant through the infrastructure law. And in a statement, Alex Galt, the city's clean energy connector, said, "What we're trying to do is just make sure that people are aware of all the excellent state and federal incentives that are available to help them upgrade their homes and make them ready for clean energy." Campaign also includes the launch of a new website that allows users to search for information on rebates, tax credits, and other incentives based on their specific circumstances, like whether they're a home or a business owner, and the clean energy or energy upgrade that they are interested in. So if you are in Green Bay, check that out. The Energize Green Bay. If you missed any of the stories that we talked about here on Spinning the State, then text SPIN to 855-616-1620.
Is Energizer Bunny still a thing?
The Energizer, oh yeah.
Is there still commercials with the Energizer Bunny?
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen one in a very long time.
You haven't been looking for batteries. Wait till Frankie starts getting battery-operated toys.
I mean, she got some for Christmas.
Did she?
Yeah.
You use Energizer?
You got a lot of toys
Or
for
your
Christmas.
Rayovac?
No, what do we have? Duracell. I think we're a
Bing,
Duracell
bong,
family.
bing. Yeah, I use the copper top battery myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I just thought about that. Energizer Bunny.
No, he's still running around, and he's still on their packaging if you buy them.
There you
go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a break. I do want to ask you about Frankie's Christmas, because we talked to Santa that we played on Christmas Eve, and Frankie had a little run-in with Santa that she wasn't too happy about.
Yeah.
But I want to see how it went when she realized that Santa actually brought her stuff. But I also have a question for you about your potential future civic involvement.
Okay.
So we'll get to all of that after this on Spanning the State.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Higginson, Saturday afternoon at 2. Tune in each week as John exposes industry myths for truth seekers looking to navigate their way to financial freedom. What he reveals may surprise you. To learn more about the show and how creative planning can help you build a custom financial plan and portfolio tailored to you and your goals, visit creativeplanning.com/radio. Don't settle for outdated advice. Your money deserves better, and so do you.
This holiday season, give the gift of a smile with Community Smiles Dental, a nonprofit dental clinic helping kids on state insurance in southeastern Wisconsin get the compassionate care they deserve. For just $55, you can cover a child's dental exam and care, a small price for a healthy smile and a stronger community. Donate to the Smiles for the Season campaign, sponsored by First Business Bank at communitysmiles.org. Everyone deserves a healthy smile. Make your gift today at communitysmiles.org.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Well, welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristin Brey.
And I'm Brian Noonan. I know we're almost a week removed from that, but how did Frankie do with Christmas? Because we told
Which
Santa,
one?
This is always the fun for a new parent.
Is it fun? I mean, it's fun. It's fun to see
it's
the
fun.
families and stuff like
Yes.
that. But it's now we have to make room for all of this stuff,
Right.
Or donate it.
And
if I'm being
then
totally honest.
realizing that it's not going to get better no matter how much you tell your parents, families, in-laws, anybody. It's like, hey, they're one or
I wanna be
two.
like,
they
hey,
don't
you know,
need.
she has a college fund too that you could donate to. Yeah, because we had multiple Christmases. We had
man.
Christmas with Mike's mom and like mom and stepdad, that side of the family. We had Christmas with his dad and stepmom and that side of the family. We had Christmas with my family. So there was. There's a lot of stuff.
Running around. But she did she enjoy it?
She doesn't know that Santa brought her anything.
Right. But did she like ripping off the paper and stuff like that?
She liked playing with all these toys. Very excited about the doll set she got.
Oh, really? All right. Well, see, there you go. Off to a good start after having a little run-in with Santa at the mall or wherever you took her. Not good. All right. You have said many times how much you love Milwaukee. You are very cognizant of things that are going on in this city. Would you ever maybe not run for office, but run to be part of, let's just say, I don't know, the school board?
It's funny because I literally said yesterday, as far as potential years from now, would I ever run? And trying to do something that is not in the toxic environment of partisan races.
Sure.
Because I think that sounds miserable. But I was like, I don't know, maybe I could do like school board. And my brother just said, he's like, what a thankless job.
It must not be a great job.
This conversation happened yesterday. And then we come to find out that there is a lot of people who share the sentiment of it being a thankless job as far as having the skill set to potentially help and contribute into our the state's biggest and probably hardest school district.
And
I'm
the
not
district,
running this time.
Okay,
This is not me announcing my candidacy.
You
but
still have time, though. You could still announce.
No,
Okay.
I like my job. I'm good.
All right.
But come to find out, there's a lot of people who don't want to run.
Right. They just, because not only is it the biggest district in Wisconsin, it also ranks in the bottom half.
Yeah.
It's the 49th largest school district in the country. So, back in June, Keith Posley was kind of pushed out after all of the discord with the school board, the district,
It
and
was
the financial.
a lot of financial stuff that didn't get filed.
Yes.
And it was, but the thing that is still, and everyone's feeling it right now, right?
Right.
Everyone who lives in Milwaukee is feeling it, gets their property tax bill, and it's higher.
Right.
Because of that $252 million referendum that 7 weeks later,
Yeah.
we come to find out all of the mismanagement of documents that needed to be filed that weren't,
Right.
and all of the mess that we saw this summer. And they're still looking for a permanent superintendent.
They were supposed to vote last week, and yet they came out Tuesday night out of a session and said, we're reposting this job.
Yeah.
So imagine who's applying that is not, must be unqualified people, or maybe somebody once they talk
Or maybe
to
they just
the board,
really are raising their standards.
Well, let's hope.
And they realize that they need someone who can come in and be a reformer, actually, and that looking for someone who might have that kind of experience of really turning a district around, but that person just either doesn't exist or hasn't applied.
Or hasn't
Don't we
applied
have
yet.
headhunters for these things? Can't we hire someone
There
to go
must be
recruit someone to
placement.
come do this?
But then it goes down one step. Okay, the superintendent, that's the biggest job in the district. Then you've got board members, and 4 are up for reelection. 3 of those are not running for reelection. And the 4th one, there was a special election in November. That was when Aisha Carr was found to have lied about living in the district before she moved. So you got somebody in there. They won. James Ferguson. He was the only candidate. He ran, but now he's got to run again in April against a full slate. But is there going to be a full slate? Because nobody wants to run for board member either. It's very telling about how bad and in what shambles the Milwaukee Public School District is.
Well, and again, I don't know what the time commitment is for when you're on the school board.
Right.
I know that the discrepancy between what they make and what aldermen make in Milwaukee is $50,000 because aldermen make $70,000 and school board members make $20,000. So it obviously is treated like a part-time job
yeah.
where aldermen in Milwaukee make more than state assembly representatives.
Maybe you run for alderman.
No.
Don't want to be an older person?
No.
An alder?
Not again. I like my job.
I'm not trying to get rid of you. I just,
But what?
Look
so I can,
what it did
so
for
I
the
can go
former
fight
mayor
about
of
the
Oak
Milwaukee
Creek.
flag.
That's right. Get into the important issues. But yeah, you don't. It could be money. It could be the time commitment. It could also be, and it goes to something you said before, the realization that if you work this hard for your first term and things are that bad, are you able to make any kind of difference? Is it worth your time, your effort to do something that you care about? Because you have to be passionate if you're going to commit all of that for the little money that you're going to get.
And also be blamed.
Yes.
Right?
Because the whole
as
board
things
was-
don't get turned around, be blamed for the problems that have existed for decades.
Yeah. And unless you're in it for the long term, there's no fast turnaround. This is not going to be solved in one academic year or one budget year. So I wonder if that feeds into some of these people deciding it's not worth it anymore.
I don't know.
Very
If you would like
interesting.
to run, if you live in Milwaukee, there's still a little bit of time.
Yes.
Not very much, but there is still time to run for school board if you are feeling inspired to help.
Just make sure you live in the district.
Yes, that too.
Please make sure you live in the district. That's very integral to the part.
Well,
as I found out today when somebody asked me to sign a petition for them running for office. And I was like, I don't live here.
You can't vote in any Wisconsin election.
No, I have no.
That was the funniest story of when Mike ran. So for the special election, when Tom Barrett got appointed to be the Luxembourg ambassador,
yes,
there was a special election for mayor, and this was early 2022. And Michael Sampson, my husband, threw his name in the ring. And in that short 2.5 week sprint, you had to get over 1,500 signatures.
Yeah.
And since Mike has all the relationships he has with different bars in the service industry, instead of knocking doors, especially because COVID was spiking then, so people just answering their door for strangers,
no chance.
and the two of the coldest weeks of the year wasn't going to happen. So we largely were going to bars and asking people and giving his elevator pitch. And a lot of people not realizing, like, do you live in Milwaukee? Yep. And they write their address down.
It's Wauwatosa or something?
It's Wauwatosa. It's Shorewood. It's Whitefish Bay. It's like, you have your own mayor. Like, you can't vote in Milwaukee, city of Milwaukee elections. And so the amount of times that we'd go through the signatures we got, we're like, well, this one doesn't count. They don't actually live in Milwaukee. And people just assume the greater Milwaukee area.
Yeah.
But indeed, you cannot vote for mayor if you live in Cudahy.
No. Well, listen, it's a nice try. I appreciate the effort, but not going to work. All right, let's do this. Then there's more. It's Spanning the State.
Hey, it's officially tailgating season, and Tailgate Tuesday is back. Join me, John Merkier.
And me, Julia Fellow, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday in the 4 p.m. hour for a chance to win a $150 gift card from our friends at Vienna Beef.
And be sure to catch Green and Gold Insiders every Tuesday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for all you need to know about the Green and Gold. It's Tailgate Tuesdays.
It's Tailgate Tuesdays, and it's only here on WTMJ.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time Accunet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Accunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected. And no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at GoConnectChiro.com.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
It's Spanning the State. This is our final show of 2024.
I know. It's kind of weird because there's a Bucks game tomorrow.
There is a Bucks
So there
game.
is live radio tomorrow, but not during our Spanning the State because from What time does the game start?
Bucks tip-off starts at, the pregame show starts at 1. The game starts at 1:30.
There you go. So we will.
Yeah.
This is our last show of the year.
Because, not for nothing, we put together a very nice show that will air on New Year's Eve that we hope you listen to.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
Tomorrow is
Yes,
New Year's
tomorrow's
Eve.
New Year's Eve. Listen, I don't know. I'm blinded by candy and cookies and mints. But yes, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So you will hear the Bucks. On New Year's Day, you will hear a very nice year-end review, kind of best of that we've put together based on Kristin's almost full year, and then me
February 19th,
8 months with the show. So we've put some fun things together, interesting interviews and some other things. So you won't want to miss that.
Yeah, and if you are still in the Christmas spirit and want to go back and listen to our Christmas Eve show,
yes,
that was a lot of fun too.
It was lovely. I'm really proud of that. And Rhea worked very hard putting it together. So that was a good show. But I want to look forward. We can't always look back. So after the news, I know you've been working on something for the Journal-Sentinel with predictions, wild predictions for Wisconsin in 2025. And if you have a wild prediction for Wisconsin in 2025, text us 855-616-1620. We'll share Kristin's, we'll share mine, and hopefully we'll share yours. But ABC News and local headlines.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. The Americans remembering the service and legacy of former President Jimmy Carter a day after his death include his niece, Kim Fuller.
That's one of the big legacies he's going to take away from that White House is the fact that he was a man of peace.
Fuller runs the nonprofit Friends of Jimmy Carter. The state funeral for former President Carter is January 9th at National Cathedral in Washington. It will also be a national day of mourning. South Korean officials are working to determine the cause of the deadly explosive jetliner crash Sunday. They've ordered safety inspections of all Boeing 737-800 aircraft operated by the country's airlines. Israel's ambassador to the UN issuing what he calls a final warning to Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi militants to stop their missile attacks on Israel, or they'll get, he says, the same miserable fate as Hamas, Hezbollah, and Syria's Assad. Bird flu detected in the wastewater of Maricopa County, Arizona, including Phoenix and Surprise. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 2:31. A 14-year-old is dead after a shooting in an alley Saturday near 21st and Concordia on Milwaukee's north side. An 18-year-old is in custody connected to that shooting with charges pending. The death is Milwaukee's 147th recorded homicide of 2024. No injuries after a 4-car crash in Racine County. Sheriff's deputies responded to 3 cars crashed on I-94 south of Washington Avenue just after 9 p.m. Sunday night. The investigation found a 4th car involved, but no injuries. 2 lanes of the highway were shut down for a while during the crash cleanup. Everything is now reopened. No need to panic if you're getting emergency alerts on your phone in Chippewa County. The Sheriff's Office is conducting tests of the emergency notifications to residents' cell phones today. Residents will also get tests of the emergency alert system on radio and TV. The county had some issues with the alerts back in October of 2023, getting to too many people. Residents do not have to do anything during or after the alert tests. Time for news about your money. Here's the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 308.38. The S&P 500 is down 48.89. And the NASDAQ is down 171.58. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Looks like they're still cleaning up that car fire that's on the exit to Holt Avenue from 4394 South. Again, that exit is still closed. And the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today we have sunshine and clouds, a high of 44. Tonight, cloudy with a slight chance for rainy mix to the south, a low of 33. On Tuesday, cloudy skies again, another slight chance for a mix to the south, a high of 40. Wednesday, mostly to partly cloudy, a high of 30. Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 29. And on Friday, the sunshine returns, mostly sunny skies with a high of 24. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 49 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 2:33.
We know what you're thinking, and all we can tell you is to drive careful.
Yep, Wisconsin roads are no joke this time of year, especially when you're driving on old, worn-out tires.
Schedule yourself a tire appointment with Richlands. We carry all sorts of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, Continental, and General, to name a few.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free tire mounting, free lifetime tire rotation, free flat tire repairs, and free alignment inspections.
Not to mention free wheel corrosion cleaning, lifetime warranty spin balance, and prorated tire protection.
Let's just say, if you're driving around town, especially this time of year on old, worn-out tires, you're due for tire service.
Courtney's right. And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires, because cold, wet, icy roads are no joke. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan. Everybody knows you do your opinion column for the Journal Sentinel, and you have a new. When is this one coming out?
This one's coming out tomorrow, so I'm not going to give it all away.
No, you can't. Don't give it all away.
I had seen. I think this kind of happens every year, but I had seen enough 2025 predictions, largely for pop culture, a little politics, but ones that were more like jokes.
Okay.
Not actual. I got out of the prediction game.
Did you?
I don't know if you knew this, but at the morning of January 6th, 2021 was when I was still calling into Steve's show once a week, and we would talk for 30 minutes or whatever. And it was before anyone was coming back into the studio.
Okay.
So I would call in, and he asked me, he goes, what do you think today is going to be like? Because it was in the morning, so nothing had happened yet. And I confidently said, well, I don't think it's going to get any crazier than it's been. So, Kristin, not really honestly in the prediction game. I am trying to be in the joke game, though.
Yeah.
And so I had seen some of
easier.
It's also more fun.
Yes, it is.
And so, I had seen some ridiculous ones on Twitter and on TikTok. Like one that I liked, Blue Sky changes its name to Twitter, and it's deemed legal because Elon gave up the name. Where was some of the other ones? Like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift elope. Not as funny, but there was what were some of the other funny ones that Hawk Tua girl joins The View.
Oh.
So you like some deep cuts of like internet perpetually online type things.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be fun to come up with some unhinged, probably unlikely things that might happen in Wisconsin. But then I asked you, as I was trying to come up with, you also have done stand-up. You also are a jokester.
I can make a joke here and there.
And so what were some of the ones you came up with?
Once you said unhinged, I was like, oh, good. I don't really have to base much in reality other than the state or a city. So my first prediction is Wisconsin's southern counties will band together and build a wall keeping fibs from invading and depleting our cheese and New Glarus supply.
Yeah, see, that's a
good one. Yeah, Nate likes that one. How about this is my favorite, and I it's a slam at these entitled people who live in the nice lofts down near the Summerfest grounds. In an effort to address noise complaints from spoiled downtown residents, Summerfest to adopt a silent rave format.
Oh,
yes.
Some of those people would really appreciate that.
They would.
People who didn't realize they moved next to a concert venue,
Right.
yes, would appreciate that.
What do you guys do over there? Oh, nothing. It's just a big empty
It's so
lot.
loud.
Why do they do that? This one hits close to home for me. Buc-ee's finally opens in Wisconsin and are so successful, they forced the state animal to be changed to a beaver.
That one is unhinged.
That is very unhinged. Do you have one? Can you give us a tease?
So
or ones that didn't make it.
So
Maybe
one
ones
that
you
didn't
passed
make
after.
it, because I decided not to go after, not go after, but even, for the sake of having it be a fun end of year video.
harmony. Okay.
I had one with Robin Voss will begin his anti-hero redemption arc. I feel like that can be taken a lot of ways because there's people to the right of Robin Voss that don't necessarily like him.
Okay.
And there's people to the left of Robin Voss that don't necessarily like him. That one, it did not make it.
Okay.
This other one I still think is pretty good, but did not make the final cut. Congressman Glenn Grothman, who we have talked to.
Yes, we have.
Gets a glow up when he stars on ABC's new dating show, Congressman Wants a Wife.
Oh, all right. Very nice. I thought there was going to be some UFO joke in
No
there. I
UFOs.
like this one better.
But then I got some fun ones because I asked the people on social media to share some of theirs, and so some of the better ones that I got, well, some were like a little too serious.
Okay.
Because I think that's the key in trying to come up with this. It's like it's based a little bit in reality,
Right.
But it's not something that is also just kind of depressing.
Yeah. Well, it's an end of the year fun thing.
Let's see. Do you have another one? While
I
try
do. After the dissolution of the Department of Education, Wisconsin's Department of Education adopts a new Fend for Yourself curriculum. Results will be announced once someone learns to write. I didn't stay all fun all the time. Or how about this one? Harley-Davidson releases newly designed nerd line of motorcycles for enthusiasts with an aversion to leather and tattoos.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. This was one that was submitted by Go-Go Mighty Mo. Actually, this is a great plot for a potential movie.
Yes.
Bronze Fonz brought to life by a thoughtless child's wish. Happy days, no more. And that's like, really, that's like the plot,
Wow,
the
I like
beginning
that
plot line for a horror film. Just the
Yeah.
Bronze Fonz tormenting the streets of Milwaukee.
And the only way to kill the Bronze Fonz is to throw him in the river where he sinks to the bottom.
There was multiple people who submitted Wisconsin secedes and from the U.S. to become part of Canada.
Okay.
But I had written the joke, and this one is in there as a little bit of a preview, that taking inspiration from Trump's attempt to acquire Canada, Greenland, and the Panama Canal, Wisconsin Republicans moved to annex the UP. It proves to be deeply unifying.
That would be good.
I think everyone in Wisconsin could get behind that. It's like, why is that not part of our state?
It still doesn't make any sense. Since I gave some love to Buc-ee's, my pet project, no pun intended, Quick Trip begins an interstate hostile takeover of gas and convenience stores, forcing non-Wisconsinites to learn how to drink milk out of bags.
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
You're pretty good at this.
I'm not too bad. Might have done something before. And then my final one was avian flu cases continue to rise. We know that's true. Those who refuse the newly developed vaccine develop beak-like growths and underarm feathers.
Oh, God. I had this one submitted. To the dismay of Republicans everywhere, Ron Johnson resigns his Senate seat to take the position of Assistant Deputy Undersecretary to the Third Minister for Public Alarmism, especially safe vaccines. He is then stymied in his effort to do so, but take vaccines isn't a thing after Governor Evers appoints former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes to fill his Senate seat.
Don't take vaccines.
So if you have any unhinged predictions for something that you think might happen next year, I would love to hear them.
And then make sure you read Kristin's predictions tomorrow in Journal Sun.
Or check them out on social media.
Social media. Everywhere that Kristin posts, they will be for your enjoyment. So there you go.
All right. So speaking of things that we saw online this year,
yeah,
you are not someone who is perpetually online. No. So there was a lot of the hits.
Big trends. A lot of big trends.
That you are unfamiliar with.
No. Out of a list that I saw today, there were 9 of them. I had heard of 2, 3 really. 3,
all
maybe
right.
4.
Right.
We'll get to those and this, but we'd love to hear your predictions as well. 855-616-1620, spanning the state.
This holiday season, give the gift of a smile with Community Smiles Dental, a nonprofit dental clinic helping kids on state insurance in southeastern Wisconsin get the compassionate care they deserve. For just $55, you can cover a child's dental exam and care, a small price for a healthy smile and a stronger community. Donate to the Smiles for the Season campaign, sponsored by First Business Bank at communitysmiles.org. Everyone deserves a healthy smile. Make your gift today at communitysmiles.org.
We've all heard of Larry Bird. Allow us to introduce Derry Bird.
It's A.J. Green splashing a three down from the right wing on the other end of the court. It's a one-point game. Giannis back to A.J. A.J. going to try to answer. Off-balance three, and he hits it. How did he hit that one? The Derry Bird going deep into his bag of tricks there.
We're the home of Derry Bird and the Bucks. WTMJ.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different, but one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all who voted for us, thank you. And to those who haven't yet been here, there are so many items to explore. And at thrift store prices, you can find a really great deal. At the same time, you'll be helping us help others. Sometimes folks right in your own neighborhood. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I am Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan. I try to stay up on pop culture because we're in this business. We have to know what's going on, or at least have an idea of what's going on. And I usually feel that I do until I read this story in the Journal Sentinel that was written by a USA Today reporter about the social media trends of 2024. You're online. You're on social media much more than I am. As you look at this list, are you familiar with most of them?
I'm trying to think. I think I've the Four Seasons Baby, no.
Okay.
But most of them, I would say, yes, I know. I didn't necessarily partake in any of them,
Okay.
but I saw them.
All right. See, I didn't, except for the man or bear debate. I didn't get involved in that, being a man who likes bears. So I tried to stay out of that one. That was the one where ladies were weighing in on, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather run into a man or a bear? Did you get involved in that one?
I never weighed in, but the phenomenon around that is lots of men being very shocked to find out that most women would rather run into a bear.
Yeah, I read one thing that a woman said, well, I know what the bear's intentions are. I have no idea what a man's intentions are, even if they're very nice. So, okay, I get it. As a man, it saddens me. It does not shock me. Yeah. But it may. I
it's one of the more depressing ones on the list.
So we'll go to then a happy one that I was very in on, Moudang and Pesto.
So that one you missed?
No, that one I knew.
Okay.
I was very excited about Moudang.
Yeah.
That
was Frankie's Halloween costume.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Pesto is, of course, the chubby penguin. Yeah. The big chubby penguin, and Moudang is the hippo. This one I had no idea. I had to read up on it. The Who TF Did I Marry phenomenon.
So it wasn't really a phenomenon. It was one woman who did a 50-part series documenting and explaining this crazy story of someone that she married and it being completely deceived by this person.
And it went on and on. People started following it. Now it's being made into a television show.
Which is crazy.
This is how the world works. And I listen. Good for her. If she got burned that much by this guy that he was a con artist or whatever. This next one, no idea about it either. I took not umbrage. I was shocked by some of the language. Sephora kids. Sephora is the cosmetic place that's in Kohl's.
See it in Kohl's. But it's also, before it was in Kohl's, it was a standalone store. But it's been decades of higher, more expensive beauty products.
Okay, that's where I was confused, because I don't buy beauty products, obviously.
Really?
No, I just let nature take its course. Whatever havoc nature wants to wreak on me, I allow it. But when it's, I was shocked that it was referred to as high-end.
Why? Because it's in Kohl's?
Yeah. No, and I love Kohl's. I bought a lot of stuff
it's
at
high
Kohl's.
end as far as the stuff you buy at Sephora is more expensive. I'm not even going to say it's better quality, because I think branding is a big thing when it comes to all beauty products, as far as it being the same quality, actual what's in the tube.
So, like, if I run to
Walgreens, branded differently,
Walgreens,
and so it's more expensive because you're buying the name.
I got that. All right.
But I would say Sephora is more expensive than Walgreens.
Okay. And better quality, or you don't know?
See,
okay.
yeah. Depends on who you ask.
All right. Well, all right. So I guess young people, young girls.
Young people, like young
like
people.
10, 13-year-old girls were starting to buy age
This one makes me
cream.
really sad.
Yeah, it's like your skin hasn't had its chance to ripen. It's not stretched. It's not wrinkled.
I talked to a mom who has an 8-year-old daughter who what she wanted for Christmas was skincare.
Stop it. Where do they get these out?
She thinks it's it's online.
Okay.
But she also said her daughter is friends with a lot of other girls who are the youngest in their family. And so there is also just the access and the, being around older kids, older girls who are, I would say I got into quote unquote skincare when I was in middle school. I would say like 11, 12.
Different than makeup though? Like makeup I get. I know girls like to get into makeup
skincare
early.
is taking care of your skin.
You're moisturizing.
You're toning, you're doing masks, you're doing serums and oils, and
do you need those before you've gone through puberty?
No,
of course not. I remember Molly doing a couple face masks with her friends in high school, just a couple times. And I was like, all right, that's weird, but go ahead, whatever.
It's one thing to do skincare as far as acne.
Sure.
When you're a kid, when you have acne. It's another thing to be wildly concerned about wrinkles when you're 12.
Yes, unless you're Benjamin Button, you don't have wrinkles when you're 12. That's why there was actually legislation was proposed to stop selling anti-aging stuff to
children
kids younger than 13.
Yeah.
Because they haven't aged at all.
Well, it's also because these kids were going into Sephora and just wreaking havoc.
Right.
That was also the Sephora employees being like, get these children. They're just, because there's the thing with Sephora is there's free samples.
Yes.
Not free samples, but there's everything's open, so you can try it before you buy it. And so these 9-year-olds would, with that big attitude, would come in and try to just ruin the nice things that the adults.
Yes.
Let me just use this free product for a second.
Actual wrinkly women who need these products.
Like me.
Well, yeah, whoever it is. You gotta do that. All right, so that made sense. The Four Season baby I thought was fun because there was a well-to-do family, because they had like 4 kids and the mom brought up going to the Four Seasons. So I'm guessing they had a little cash. Well, everybody was enthusiastic about vacationing at the Four Seasons, but the baby lost her mind. So excited, couldn't believe she was going to the Four Seasons, and so that became a thing, and then it became more memes. Like different people reacting to going to the Four Seasons or going somewhere else. I never heard of it, but okay. All right. Explain to me Brat Summer.
You never heard this?
I heard it. I discounted
you hear the jokes about Brat Summer and the like?
No, I didn't want to get involved in it. I know who Charlie XCX is, the singer. I know she coined this Brat Summer thing.
Yeah.
and that was as much information
Kind of
as
got
I
adopted
cared.
by the Kamala Harris campaign. It was like one of those reclaiming of the word brat as far as other derogatory terms when they get reclaimed by the group that is usually they're used against. So brat kind of got rebranded as being assertive, being cool, I think. I don't know.
All right, listen. One, if you're a brat, you're a brat. Two, you're not going to. Why do you got to take? You're gonna take that back? You're gonna be proud. I don't know. See, this is why
The
they
girls
get involved.
did. The girls did.
Oh, the girl. All right, let's see. We got who TF did I marry? Woman. Sephora kids? Women. Four Seasons baby? A girl. Man or bear debate? About the ladies. Brat Summer? The ladies. Is there a trend here?
Yeah, there's a lot of women on social media.
All right.
All right. Well, we've gotten too deep into this, and so we have to.
All right.
Are we saying goodbye now?
Oh, we have to say goodbye.
We have to say goodbye.
Happy New Year. We look forward to talking to you on Thursday. Listen to our big New Year's Day show. It's going to be
Wednesday.
very, very exciting. And the Bucks play tomorrow, so we will not be here. But we will talk to you in 2025. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. See ya.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
Wanted to get you some information on the shooting suspect in that United Healthcare CEO shooting that took place in New York.
And diving into the details with